So the ayahs that we're talking about tonight is from which surah? Surah An-Nur, mashallah, okay. Don't be shy with knowledge, you know. Okay, so the ayah right before Ayah An-Nur, what does it say? لَقَدْ أَنزَلْنَا إِلَيْكُمْ آيَاتٍ. Do you know? Wow, we got to work on this one. مُبَيِّنَات, right? We have surely sent down to you divine signs that give clarity. And what is the phenomenon in the universe that gives clarity? Light. Light. Because of light, we see what things are and we know what we're dealing with and where to go and what's the nature of things and so forth. So I went to Encyclopedia Britannica and I looked up light. And I found that no single answer, this is the Encyclopedia Britannica, this is what they have written there. No single answer to the question, what is light, satisfies the many contexts in which light is experienced, explored, and exploited. We know that the speed of light is 186,282 miles per second. 186,000 miles per second light shoots. This is يوم عند ربك كخمسين ألف سنة. It's like 50,000 years. Now you can see why. Because Allahu nurus samawati wal ard. He is the light of the heavens and the earth. So then they go on to say that light from the sun warms the earth, drives global weather patterns, and initiates the life-sustaining process as photosynthesis. Right? So photosynthesis, all the things that we're eating, including the animals we eat, they eat what? Plants, you see? So life in its existence is fully dependent on light. Wallahu al-hayyul qayyum. He is the life that gives meaning and order and structure to things. And so he's telling us that in this beautiful ayah that has very deep, poetic, style to it, and he's basically showing us what the light of revelation is in the heart. What kind of fortress it has, what kind of nurturing care, what kind of protective, pure reality that it represents. And so this light in our hearts, with the revelation and with all of the meanings of light, nurun ala Nur, light upon light. And what are those lights? The light upon light is the light of revelation of the Quran, the light of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam walking on the earth, the light of the believers, the light of the scholars who interpret and help the believers understand better, and the light that is naturally pulling us towards everything. Everything is light to the believer. And it creates a sense of purpose and meaning that is driving force like no other. And so in this month, we are entering into this book, which was the source of light that completely changed Arabia. لِيُخْرِجَهُمْ مِنَ الظُّلُمَاتِ إِلَى النُّورِ. Because Nur is permeating. So all those lights I mentioned come from one light. They're actually all one thing. But there's so many different deviating factors that try to hinder that light. And that's why they're called dhulumat in the plural. Darknesses. The light will overpower it. And that's why he's Rabbul Falaq. Meaning what? When things get really dark and you feel like there's no hope and you don't know your way, he's the one that can bring light out of that. And then he goes on explaining to us many evil phenomenons around us, and he shows us how can we get out of that through seeking refuge in him, in the light, so that we can shine light and cause that darkness to go away. So now when we look at our reality here, when we come to the mosque, how did the Prophet ﷺ pray to Allah Azza wa Jal while he was coming to the mosque? What was his specific prayer while walking outside of his house and into the mosque? Allahumma ja'al fi qalbi nura. Where are we at? Sheikhna, mashallah. It's Africa representing. See, a lot of the brothers say, all them African. No, mashallah, Africa represents. Is it right, Abu Nura? Bismillah, mashallah. Okay, so the Prophet ﷺ, when going to the mosque, he used to always say, oh Allah, put light in my heart, put light on my words, put light in my hearing and my sight, on my left and my right. In English, it's mashallah. from behind me and in front of me. Put light above me and below me. Give me your light. Why? When going to that place. Who knows the next ayah? Fi buyutin. أذن الله أن ترفع. The Prophet's manifestation of the Quranic light is like something that did not happen haphazard. And it didn't happen because he plotted and planned and put it together, because that's absolutely impossible. That this light can best be cultivated in houses that God has called to be uplifted, so that the remembrance of God could shine bright in the day and the night. And that is what we're supposed to be doing as believers. Does it make sense for any believer to only go to the mosque one day of the week for about an hour? Does that make sense, considering what we just heard about the Quran and the Prophet and his example? Does it make sense in that context? Some people are shy to answer. This is the purification, right? This is that purification. وَلَوْلَا فَضْلُ اللَّهِ عَلَيْكُمْ وَرَحْمَتُهُ مَا زَكَى مِنْكُمْ مِنْ أَحَدٍ. Right? That if it wasn't the blessing of Allah which brought you here right now listening to this statement from the Quran, that is the foundational reality of divine guidance that makes things clear, so that our path to heaven is right there in front of us, clear as day, and there's no question about what is the way. So we definitely are not going to pray every night here after Ramadan. We are not going to fast all day. But everyone in this room, and especially ladies, because Ummahat al-Mu'mineen were narrated in Bukhari that they used to go to Fajr and Isha on a daily basis to the Salah. And so we need to be here for many reasons. For brotherhood, for sisterhood, to learn some things, to find out about opportunities to help people in need, for find out about opportunities how we can promote Islam in the community, how we can be of help of the maintenance and growth and development of our community, how we can bring our young people together to own their place here in this mosque. So this is that light that we want to shine. This is the way it's cultivated. If most of us only come, so like for example, if right now we're just honest with ourselves, okay? So Jumu'ah we're seeing coming through here like 900 people, 3 Jumu'ahs, right? They counted it, okay? But after Ramadan, the Fajr is about 1 line, it's about 60, 70. And then Isha is maybe a line and a half. If we have a lecture, it's like maybe close to 2 lines, okay? And then those are basically like, a small crowd of people. This is like, what's about less than 100 on a regular basis, right? And so we have a responsibility to take this Quran in and follow, because the Quran, hujjatan lak aw alayk. The Prophet ﷺ taught us that the Quran will come on the Day of Judgment as a proof for you that that person heard me, read me, understood me, and lived by me. And I shined light through words and actions in that person. Let them into Jannah. The other one will say, that person claimed relationship with me, but wasn't honest or serious about it, and did not do what they were supposed to do as servants of God, shining the light that their heartbeat is in the first place, that their ability to walk and talk and move and see and hear and smell and eat and drink, and all of that came from the light that I represented, but they didn't come to me often to learn how to live this message. Because one of the fundamental parts of the light is the believers together. They are all working together to shine that light. So may Allah make us those who shine this light in this holy month, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan.